If you're trying to decide between East Tennessee and North Carolina, this might save you from making a very expensive mistake because on paper, North Carolina looks like the obvious choice. Bigger cities, more jobs, more infrastructure. But East Tennessee, lower taxes, less regulation, cheaper living, and for a lot of people, a much simpler life. And here's what most people get wrong. They compare vacation spots, not real life. Today, I'm breaking down East Tennessee versus North Carolina, the cost of living, taxes, healthcare, traffic, weather, real estate, retirement, and what it's actually like living here. And some of this might surprise you, especially when we get into healthcare and jobs, because that's where most people get it wrong. If you're new here, I'm Heidi Hines, a local realtor, and I've been in real estate since 1998. I've closed over 4,000 homes. I've worked in North Carolina for decades. I lived and sold in Las Vegas, and now I live right here in East Tennessee. So I've got a pretty unique perspective because I know both markets. And let me tell you, both states are great, but they're not the same. So if you're trying to figure out which one fits your lifestyle, your budget, and your long-term goals, this video is for you. And if at any point you think East Tennessee might be the move for you, reach out. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, my team and I have got you covered. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with what everybody wants to know. Which state is cheaper? Well, East Tennessee wins. And honestly, it's not even close in a lot of areas. When people move here from Charlotte, Raleigh, Asheville, Winston-Salem, one of the first things they tell me is, Heidi, everything feels cheaper. Housing, property taxes, utilities, insurance. Now, groceries, pretty close. Gas is usually cheaper in Tennessee. But the big one is housing. In places like Knoxville, Dandridge, Morristown, Newport, Cosby, and Greenville, you can still find homes where your money stretches much farther. Now in North Carolina, especially western mountain towns like Asheville, Boone, Hendersonville, and even parts of Charlotte's outskirts, prices have exploded. What might cost you $650,000 to $800,000 in western North Carolina might still be $400,000 to $550,000 in parts of East Tennessee. That's a huge difference. And if you're retiring or moving from a high-cost area, that matters a lot. But cost isn't everything, because what good is cheaper if taxes eat you alive? And we're going to talk about that next. This is one of the biggest reasons people choose Tennessee. No state income tax. That's a big deal, especially if you're retired. Social Security, not taxed. Retirement withdrawals, not taxed at the state level. Investment income, no state tax. North Carolina does have state income tax. Now, is it horrible? No. But when you compare the two, Tennessee wins. And property taxes usually are lower in Tennessee also. That was one of my personal reasons for moving here. When you stack no state income tax with lower property taxes, that can save some people thousands per year. And over 10 years, that's real wealth, not just savings. But here's the trade-off. Sometimes lower taxes can mean fewer services. So what about roads, healthcare, infrastructure? Let's get into that. People always ask me, what's the weather like there? And the answer, pretty amazing. East Tennessee gives you all 4 seasons and sometimes in one day. But the spring is beautiful, summer's warm, fall is incredible, winter is mild compared to much of the country. They ask, do we get snow? Yes, but not usually like people think, especially in lower elevations. But North Carolina has great weather too, but depending where you're at, it can be more humid, more coastal storm influence, more hurricane impact. That's huge. And after living in Florida and dealing with hurricane stress, insurance headaches, and storm prep, that mattered to me. East Tennessee gives you mountain weather without coastal drama. And for a lot of people, that's a win. Now let's be honest, East Tennessee isn't traffic free. If you're in Pigeon Forge during peak season, forget it. That parkway gets crazy. Gatlinburg, same story. Tourism traffic is very real, but here's the difference. It's seasonal. Go 20 minutes outside those tourist zones, whole different world. Cosby, Newport, Dandridge, Jefferson City, Townsend, way quieter, way slower. Compare that to Charlotte traffic, not even close. Charlotte traffic is a lifestyle. Knoxville traffic is more manageable. Now, yes, I-40 gets busy, especially during UT football. But overall, East Tennessee wins if peace matters. So quick question, would you rather have convenience or peace and quiet? Because that answer changes everything. Now, this is important, especially for retirees. This is where North Carolina can sometimes win. Bigger hospital systems, more specialists, more medical infrastructure. That's just the reality. But East Tennessee has strong healthcare too. Knoxville's got excellent options. Maryville has great access to that. Sevierville has LeConte Medical Center. But if you're buying deep rural like Cosby, Del Rio, or certain mountain areas, you may drive 30 minutes to an hour. And that matters, especially as you age. I always tell retirees, do not ignore healthcare when choosing where to live. A mountain view is wonderful, but access matters too. This is where a lot of people mess up. They move first, then figure out work later. Bad idea. If you're relocating for career opportunities, North Carolina may have the edge, especially Charlotte. It's got finance, tech, healthcare, corporate jobs. That's huge. East Tennessee is growing. Knoxville is strong. Oak Ridge has technical opportunities. Tourism creates jobs. Healthcare is growing, but wages are lower, and that's important. So yes, you may save on the cost of living, but you may earn less also. That's a trade-off. If you're remote, East Tennessee becomes much more attractive. And honestly, that's exactly why many people are moving here. This is where East Tennessee absolutely shines. Lifestyle, mountains, lakes, wildlife, slower pace. People move here because they want peace, not chaos. Places like Townsend. People call it the peaceful side of the Smokies, and it fits. Tellico Village, golf, lakes, retirement living. Cosby, quiet mountain life. Dandridge, lake life. Newport, more affordable and still close enough. Morristown, it's growing, but it's still manageable, and that's the beauty. You can choose your own pace. North Carolina's got mountain towns too, but many have become crowded and expensive. East Tennessee still feels authentic, less polished, less commercialized, and a lot of people love that. Okay, let's talk real estate because that's my world. If you're buying in North Carolina, inventory can be decent, but affordability, that's where it gets tough, especially around Asheville. Now, East Tennessee still has opportunities. We've got cabins, short-term rentals, retirement homes, land, and land is a big one. People moving here want land, privacy, space. In areas like Newport, Greenville, Morristown, Cosby, and Jefferson City, you can still find it. That's becoming harder in North Carolina. But don't wait too long. Prices here are rising too. That affordability gap, it won't stay this wide forever. If you're retiring, East Tennessee is hard to beat. Lower taxes, lower cost of living, mountain scenery, lake life, slower pace. That's why so many retirees are moving here. And I'm seeing it every week. Florida, Texas, California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, you name it. People want simpler, less expensive, less stress, and East Tennessee checks those boxes. North Carolina can be amazing too, but East Tennessee usually wins on affordability. And for retirement, that's often the deciding factor. So, who should choose North Carolina? Choose North Carolina if you want bigger cities, higher wages, more healthcare access, more corporate opportunity, more urban conveniences. Choose East Tennessee if you want lower taxes, more land, lower costs, slower pace, mountain views, lake access, a simpler life. Neither one is wrong, but they're very different. And here's the truth. The best state isn't about rankings. It's about fit. What fits your life? What fits your budget? What fits your future? That's the question. At the end of the day, here's what I tell people. Don't move based on hype. Move based on how you want to live. That's the real question. Not what state is better. What life is better for you. If you're thinking about moving to East Tennessee and want honest guidance, not sales pressure, reach out. My team and I help people every single week. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90, we're here when you're ready. And if this video helped, hit subscribe, drop your questions below, and tell me, if you had to choose right now, would it be East Tennessee or North Carolina? Which one are you picking? I'm Heidi Hines, and I'll see you in the Smokies.